Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Made in Abyss Season 2. But today, I'm going to be checking out Episode 2, which came out yesterday. Yeah, I didn't check it out the day that it dropped for a couple of reasons, but one of those being that I heard of some good subs that I could use that had some, good encoding, so the picture quality was all nice looking and all that, and the people who were releasing them, they were a little late getting them out, so I didn't really have time. But then I heard of these guys over here, Vodes, I believe they are, or perhaps it's pronounced Vodes or something. Either way, Vodes is apparently very well regarded. They have some good encoding, access to some good quality subs, so I had to wait for these to drop, so here they are. And with the stuff about the subs out of the way, what happened in episode 1? Well, we were introduced to this new gang, this motley crew, who were all rejected by society, cast out, and have now taken it upon themselves to travel to the Abyss and find the legendary Golden City. We haven't learned much about the majority of them just yet, but one of them in particular we got very well acquainted with. I mean, like 10 seconds in, I'm not even kidding, like 10 seconds in to the first episode, we saw the terrible things that she had to go through. I mean, we all know Made in Abyss has its fair share of darkness. Quite a lot of it, actually, but I wasn't expecting them to just go head first right into it, right out of the gate like that. Honestly, that caught me off guard. I knew we'd get stuff like that in Season 2, because of course we were going to, but just immediately? At least, it helped set the stage. Yeah, she was taken in by this one dude, this huge guy who was a total dip. I mean, he just took in this abandoned kid and just started freaking abusing her, man, just in every way you can imagine. Apparently, she got away from him at some point. She said that he's gone. I guess that either means that he's dead. I hope so. Or that she's just away from him and, they're never gonna see each other again, but fingers crossed that he's dead. But last we saw them, they were making their way down into the Abyss with the help of this one little girl that they found who, apparently she was also cast out by society because she can't have kids. Yeah, that's a good reason to kick somebody out, a freaking child. Just, she can't have kids, better just brand her and telling people that she can't have kids and just kick her out into the wilderness. People are weird, man. But with her assistance, they were able to make it down to the Golden City with only a small amount of casualties as a result of the curse. A very small amount. From what we saw, it was only like one guy who walked slightly up a hill a little bit and then fell right back down and, was just kind of puking a little bit. At least she was able to warn them about it, in the earlier layers. If they had only found out about it once they hit, the deeper parts, would have gone way worse. But right at the end, we saw that Rico and the gang had also found their way to the Golden City of the Scorching Sun, and I guess in this episode we're gonna get to see their first steps into this very mysterious place. So yep, that's where we're at. Without further ado, let's just get started with episode 2. Well, that's an episode of Made in Abyss for you. Just starting off, lightly with a little bit of exploration, talking about some of the local fauna, and then finding those eggs that are very reminiscent of some kind of ammonite shell. And honestly, it's a cool thing that, because they, live so close to those geothermal locations that you can't boil them. You can't boil the eggs because they're used to that sort of heat anyway. They're resistant to it, so boiling them does nothing. And heck, even after they were cracked open, breaded, and deep fried, that still did nothing. And then they just had to eat them alive. Which isn't really that strange from a culinary perspective. People do eat things alive all the time. Maybe not all the time, but it's not exactly unheard of. So yeah, just them enjoying a little bit of nice cooking and reminiscing on old friends like Nat. But then we get into the really interesting stuff that someone, it's not confirmed yet whom has done this, someone did their homework on them because they fished the letter that they tried to send to the surface away from those birds, which, I don't know, maybe, we can assume here that perhaps they just, tossed the balloon thing aside, and they were able to collect it, but imagine if they had to wrestle that out of that thing's mouth. That'd be nuts. And they took it, they marked it, they snuck it into the cave they were hiding in, got around all of Reg's arms so that they wouldn't get detected. Nanji didn't even detect it while she was asleep, and then also plucked the hairs out of them. Oh yeah, and they took Prushka too, which, yeah, they gotta get her back fast. Now, was it the weird little one who I recognized the design of from the trailers, who was, hiding in the shadows watching them? Did they go in there and do that, or was it perhaps someone else? Odds are that it was them, but we don't know for sure. Perhaps this was a red herring situation, and, we're meant to think it was them when it was somebody else. And then the weirdness of the animals they found, where they had been killed, then cut open, had the hairs that they took just stuffed into them, covered with that, the fatty substance and the iron that they were talking about, right? That they used to write on the letter. And then for some reason, they apparently had to stuff those hairs in right up the butt. I don't know why, but they did. They had to slice them open to see. Gross, man. Yeah, and if you notice, the logo on there, it's the same one on the note, they said it, and it does resemble an upside down stick figure to me, but it's probably not that. Probably not, that's just what I think it looks like. But then you see they put the logo on the note, but then they also put a line over Nanachi. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but that's what happened. There's also just an additional line over Nanachi. Also, is that Nanachi's, signature down there? I'm not sure. Anyway, this dude speaks a very interesting sounding language, but does speak the same language as them as well, and recognizes them as cave raiders. Then he says one who is good at it is doing the stone. Curious, but all in all, I'd say that was a pretty fun episode. Has some stakes to it now that Prushka has been kidnapped and is apparently having something done to her by someone who's good at something. But I think that's all I have to say on the matter for now, guys. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. That would be great. Next time, we're going to check out episode 3 when that one drops and the proper subs are available. Thank you, by the way, for bringing these to my attention because, yeah, the encoding of these is quite top-notch. Very high quality. Yeah, I'm getting pretty excited, man. I can't wait to check out the next episode because we've been left with a very mysterious air going on here where just somebody was capable of sneaking in there and doing all of those things, and there's some interesting elements to it. So yeah, I liked the episode. Let me know what you guys thought of it as well. That would be great. But till we meet again, I will see you guys all later.